So the other day, I woke up and I realized that I was not happy with my life. Like, I really rolled over and was like, I think I hate my life. Like, and I know that's extreme. And people will say, oh, you can't say that on the internet. You can't say that out loud. You have so much to be grateful for. And I do. You know, like, in the grand scheme of things, life isn't that bad. But when things just like start piling up and you look back at your life and realize, like, I got a lot of the things that I said that I wanted, right? And I got them in the way that I wanted them, but really, like, did I really? You know, when I really think back to when I was younger, what did I want my life to look like? What did I think that I would be doing at this time of my life? What does that look like? And when I really think about it, I didn't think I was gonna make it past 30, because my mom passed when she was 30. So I spent my entire 20s scared that something was gonna happen to me by 30. And so now here I am at 34, like, oh, shit. So now I'm trying to figure out life and realizing that a lot of the decisions that I've made in order to be safe, in order to be stable in my life, have come out of survival, and that I feel like I'm just in this monotonous kind of routine in my life, and it's comfortable. Again, it's safe, you know, but safe is subjective, and I'm not happy. I'm not fulfilled. And that the happiness can't be anything that's external. That has to be an internal thing. And so I really have had to sit with myself and reflect on, like, what makes me happy? What makes me feel fulfilled? What makes me smile? What makes me feel full of joy? What is something that I look forward to doing every day? Like, or something that I could look forward to doing every day. And when was the last time I felt like that? I think when I told my friend that, she was like, when was the last time you did something that made you happy? And I was like, girl, I don't know. Like, I can't recall the last time that I felt joy. Well, no, my wedding day. I was very happy. I was very, 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 very happy. But other than that, it's been hard to reflect. And so I'm like, all right, how do we change this? Because I feel very low vibrational, and I feel like because I feel this way, that energy rubs off on people, you know? And I'm not one of those people that likes to be around others when I'm feeling like this, because I know that it can bring other people down. I like to, like, isolate and, like, hold myself in, because I don't want nobody to feel how I'm feeling. So I've been trying to figure out how to change this, because I haven't had the desire to really do much of anything. Well, like, I don't want to say that. I have had the desire to do stuff, but it's just my inaction, or it's just like overwhelmed, like very anxiety provoking. Like, life is just anxiety provoking. And I know that I need to just focus. I think what it is that I had so many dreams that I thought I would have had accomplished by now that I haven't. So many goals that I thought I would have had accomplished by now, but I haven't. And I beat myself up for that. And this isn't just me being, like, mad vulnerable over here on the internet, where I'm glad nobody knows this channel exists for real. Because I don't know. I really want to change this, because there's no way to live your life. Like, it's like, oh yeah, I got the dream man, I got the dream job, and I got the dream house, and I got, you know, all of those things. But it's like, there's something deeper that I'm missing. And it's just like a life fulfillment thing. So, you know, I started like my YouTube channel, my main YouTube channel, because that brought me happiness during like the pandemic and everything. And things have really changed since then. Really changed. And it's just, it's harder to grow if you don't fit a certain niche and aesthetic. I feel like in order to blow up during that period of time, you had to have already had some traction. And I was just getting on. I was just figuring it out. So now I'm coming at the tail end like, all right, how I figure this thing out? How I do this? And when I'm honest with myself, like, yeah, my job where I go and I sit in the office, sit at a desk, and I get my check every 2 weeks, and, you know, I'm comfortable and safe. I can travel. I can eat how I want. I can live my life comfortably. But I don't feel like fulfillment comes out of comfortability. And that going after the fulfillment is a risk sometimes. Like, the life that we want is on the other side of us being comfortable. And in order to get that true fulfillment, we have to really step out on faith. And I've been struggling in that area. I've been struggling with trust. I've been struggling with faith. And struggling with being comfortable, being too comfortable. And because I'm finally in a place where I can just sit and breathe. And now that I'm in a space where I can just sit and breathe, I'm sitting and breathing too much. And I need to get up. And I need to go after what it is that I want. Because I've been known that I needed to move. And sometimes for me, I'll wait until the last minute. Like, okay, you gotta go now. And that's when I'll start moving, when I knew I should have been moved. So 2025 has started off crazy as hell. Okay, on December 28th, December 24th and December 28th, I was in the hospital. Got out of the hospital and got on a flight to Miami to take my grandma to Miami. Got home on New Year's Day. That was the craziest travel experience. I would not recommend traveling anywhere during the holidays. That was not fun. I get home and my dog dies. My dog died yesterday. And it kind of made me think even more, like, we don't know when our last day is. My dog was 3. And he was fine on Friday. And then Saturday he wasn't. And it just makes you think about life, you know? Because we can be good today and not be good tomorrow. And here I am wasting my talent, wasting my time, not going full force after my dreams. Oh, I was not planning on getting on here on this here internet and crying now. But yeah, I got too comfortable. I got way too comfortable. And So I decided to make some changes. I did feel the same way when I got up this morning. I was just like, man, I don't feel like this shit. I don't feel like life. I don't want to. Like, just going through the routine. And I got up and I looked at my room. I was like, girl, get up and clean your room. Like, let's start there. Let's start there. Let's get up and, you know, get your space together. Because your outside environment reflects what you got going on in the inside. So obviously my inside is a mess because I just pouring everything out and just leaving stuff everywhere and leaving stuff undone. And yeah, so I really need some time to just really focus on getting my insides and my outsides together. We did a 7-day detox cleanse of just like fruits and veggies. Even just now, I'm eating pasta, but it's made out of just fruits and veggies. Well, I think that's a lie. I don't know if a chickpea is. I don't know what a chickpea is. That's what my pasta's made out of. And nuts. I made my own Alfredo out of cashews. It's pretty good. So there's that. I got up. Well, no. When I first realized that I wasn't happy yesterday, I was like, I don't know. My husband, he's a very positive person. He's the more positive one out of us both. I will say that I'm very grateful because I can be a bit of a pessimist. A bit of a pessimist. And so I'm like, all right, I can either sit in this and just let life happen, or I could do something about it. And so when I realized, I was like, I'm not happy in my job. I'm comfortable at my job. I'm paid well. You know, I don't have no real serious issues. But I'm not happy. It's not the industry that I want to work in. I'm not doing what I know I want to do. And I'm just like, oh, it pays enough for, you know, me to be able to travel where I want, when I want. I can take off when I want. I don't got no real complaints. But you're not happy. So go find what makes you happy. You know? So I started reaching out to people on Facebook and like my networking groups. I'm eating a kiwi. Reached out to people in my networking groups. And I actually wrote it down. Like what would make me happy? What would make me fulfilled? What in my dream life, my dream world, what does that look like? What am I doing? And for me, that's just traveling and writing and eating and telling people about it. Like, that's what I want to do. And I started a blog back in 2017. I didn't know what I was doing, but I was just writing about my travels. I was writing about my life experiences, but it wasn't really going nowhere. And I don't know, sometimes I was just like, oh, you should have just stuck with it. But I mean, it is what it is. Life is life. I still got my Instagram page, but my Instagram page hasn't really grown. But I've also been like bouncing around as far as like my content. So, but I know that that's what I want to do. The traveling is stressful, but getting to the destination and experiencing the cultures, the foods, the people, like, I love experiencing new things. I love teaching people about new things. I love talking about the things that I'm experiencing and learning. Like, I want to go to different countries and taste the fruit. I want to go to Italy and eat pasta just to see if it makes me sick. I know that sounds crazy, but as somebody with a gluten and dairy intolerance, I do want to go and see if the food in different places are the same. So when I think about that, that's what I want. Before, I used to say I wanted an RV. I always wanted an RV. Me and my brother had talked about renting an RV and traveling the world, but he wasn't really with it. And then it started making you think too, like about all the opportunities that you had to go after the life that you really wanted, but you was afraid to do it because it seemed too scary or too risky. Then you start like harboring resentment like towards yourself and guilt. And I'm working on letting that go because my life isn't bad. My life isn't bad. But somebody said to me earlier on a Facebook post, like, your trauma is your trauma, your experiences are your experiences, and you shouldn't abandon your own feelings and your own emotions and your own experiences based off of the fact that somebody else could be going through something worse. Like, your feelings are valid. You know, allow yourself to feel what it is that you're feeling and go through your feelings or your experiences. I'm entitled to feel how I feel. Like, a lot of days I'm depressed because I'm just like, we know that this ain't how life is supposed to be. We supposed to be just living off of the land, picking fruit out of our trees and basking in the sun. We're not supposed to be driving hours to work and sitting in an office for 9-10 hours a day with no sunlight and no human interaction, not seeing our families. Like, that ain't how life is supposed to be. We know this, you know? And at my core, I know that, and so it's just I'm very uncomfortable. Just very uncomfortable. And so, like, me and my husband, we're on the same page. Like, we know that we gotta get out of this rat race. We gotta get off of this wheel. We know the life that we wanna live. And so we came up with a plan to really create, like, the next 5 months. We're gonna sit down today and really go over it. Like, the next 5 months, this is what we're gonna do. You know, pay this off, save this up, because we got dreams. And, like, we don't have children, so the best time for us to go after our dreams is right now. And it took for us to really go through some life stuff individually and together to really get to this point of, like, all right, now this is not the life that I had dreamt for myself. And it helps, like, you know, having another person to kind of be on the same page with and to build it with. But even individually, like, we are all on our own individual journeys as well. So I got up this morning, I cleaned my room a little bit, you know, decluttered. That's one thing that I'm definitely going to do moving forward, is like decluttering my room, decluttering the house, just paying more attention to my space. I had to delete my social media accounts. I was on social media under the guise of, oh, I need to be on here in order to grow, in order to monetize, in order to be visible. Listen, I've been trying to do that for the longest, and I gotta be present in my real life. I gotta grow in my real life, not online. Like, I'm going to focus on my podcast. I'm going to focus on my newsletter, on my Substack, and grow from there, and just use those as my platforms. I will say that, you know, I was one of those people that was like, I want to make money off of TikTok. I want to make money off of Instagram. It ain't never happened. So, not to say that it won't happen in the future or that it can't happen in the future, but right now I have to focus on my foundation and getting my foundation good and doing all the things that I know will propel me to where I want to be. I'm in my mid-30s, baby. It's time to shake some things up and do some things a little bit differently, because I have dreams and I have goals, and I don't want to, you know, in 10 years from now look back on my life like, Dad, you should have did this, and have regrets. I have regrets about my 20s. I know I should have went to school for dance. I regret not doing it. I have regrets about not knowing about having a passport and traveling to different countries. And this lady had offered me to be a nanny for her when I was like 26. And I was like, girl, what? I don't know you. You offering me to live in your house and take care of you and your baby. I should have took that. That could have put me in position to go be a nanny for Beyonce. You know what I mean? Like, who knows? But I have to learn to let go of the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and then just focus on now and being present. And that is not easy. My naturopathic doctor told me yesterday that I'm using my brain too much. And I was like, huh? I'm using my brain too much. She was like, you got to learn to turn your mind off. Be present. And I'm just like, oh, okay. Heard. I'll figure it out. But that, that was something that I started doing in order for me to move forward with getting a life that I know that I deserve to have, the life that I want, the life that I can have. I got to get out of my own way and to assume responsibility. First of all, I assume responsibility for where I'm at. Because life is about decisions. You got a choice, you got a choice, you got a choice. You pick which choice you're going to make. And that's the direction that you're going. And so now, life is giving me new choices and new directions. And it's up to me to decide which way I want to go in. Even if I go, like I have been looking for another job. But now I'm looking at a job specifically in areas that I know that I want to work in, like health and wellness, digital well-being, research, social media, stuff like that. When I got this job that I got now, I was literally in survival mode. Like, I was about to lose my job. My supervisor just got fired. I was like, I just need a job. Like, I got to do something. And they was paying me more than I had ever been paid before. And I was just like, oh, yeah, period. I'm going to take it. And then I just got comfortable. But now moving forward, I'm like, all right, I know what I want to do with my life. I want to make an impact. So if I'm going to get like another 9 to 5, it's got to be hybrid or remote, of course. And I got to be doing something that I look forward to every day. And that's helping people in health and wellness or beauty or fitness or food or fashion or something like that, that gets me going. Right now I'm in HR and it's cool. Well, I thought it was cool, but now I'm just like, this is not my passion. It's not my passion. And I deserve to love what I do every day. And then I can do like my writing on the side, and I travel anyway. That's how I have, all the experience. I use my PTO. I use the heck out of my PTO. I'm fitting to go somewhere on somebody's weekend. I learned my lesson from not using my PTO. So, looking for a new job. I started writing again on Substack. I started writing a romance novel because that's something that I've always wanted to do ever since I was little. I used to read Eric Jerome Dickey books and Terry McMillan books. I used to read anything I could get my hands on. And my mom was in her early 20s, so she had some spicy books, okay? I'm trying to get this light better. She had some spicy books, and so I would read them. And I was reading her diary too, but, bad little kids. But I decided to start writing my own romance novel because that's something that I've always wanted to do, but I just didn't think that nobody would read it, or I just couldn't figure out how to get it popping, and then I would pick it up, then I would put it back down. But that's what I really want to do. So I've been writing again on my Substack. I have a story called Man, Do I Have a Story to Tell You? And it's good. I'm 2 chapters in. So I'm excited about that. I started going back to the gym the other day. We went back to the gym, got on a treadmill, started doing yoga. I'm doing a 30-day yoga challenge because I know that that's good for my mental health too, to get moving. And another thing too is that the doctor said that my muscles was atrophying because I'm sitting too much. And I'm like, yeah, because I've never in my life ever worked at a job where I had to sit at a desk for this long. This is not healthy. This is a problem. Like, This is a problem. People are getting big because they're sitting at these desks. And nobody's giving them tools or the strategies to be able to take care of their mental and physical well-being while they're in these offices. And some people quite literally love what they do. And that's fine. But take care of yourself and your joints and your hips. You know? Like when she said, like when the report came back and said that my muscles was like, I'm like protein something, and my muscles was atrophying, I was like, excuse me? So I gotta start walking and doing more strength training because we not fitting to be out here with bad knees and backs and no butts when we in our 80s. Quit it. Also, I signed up for a dance class. I did a jazz dance class the other night and I didn't really like it. So tonight I'm going to go do contemporary and I'm excited about that. And I will have y'all know that I put on my vision board that I was going to be performing again. I put a girl on a stage. How about now that I'm taking these dance classes, if I keep taking the dance classes, I can be in a recital in the spring, back on the stage, dancing. I'm really excited about that because I missed that. So when I talk about like what makes me feel fulfilled, that performing, dancing, creating sets, you know, coming up with like fundraiser flyers, like all of that. The whole production, that makes me feel fulfilled. Dancing and performing. And then also just being at home in peace, writing and eating and cooking. I don't got no neighbors, so I don't know why I hear kids outside. But, yeah. Again, it's just taking responsibility for our lives, man. Like, because we could wallow in it and be like, oh, life is just happening to me. No, life is happening for you. You have the opportunity to take responsibility for your life. And if you're not happy in your position of your life, go change it. I was literally up last night until 3 in the morning teaching myself Tableau and Power BI. Just in case I needed to know it for this new role that I'm about to go get. I be applying for jobs that I don't have no business applying for. Just because it sounds interesting. Like, that sounds like it would be fun. Let me go ahead and apply for that. Let me go ahead and tailor my resume to this position that I don't have no experience in. They don't know that, and listen, transferable skills will get you in many doors. That's how I became an HR manager, because I have never worked in HR a day of my life. Well, I was an executive assistant, but yeah, transferable skills and just taking opportunities and not being afraid, overcoming fear, and overcoming fear and comfortability. We gotta get uncomfortable. 2025 is the year of not being comfortable. And also, it's the age of Aquarius, which is the year of the truth. And this is my truth. I had to be honest with myself that this life that I'm living is not the best that I could be living. I'm not in my best form. I'm not in my final form. I could be living the life that I want. And also another thing about deleting your social media is that can exacerbate those feelings too. When you see people living a life that you want to live, and it's like, damn, how are y'all doing this? How come I'm not doing that? How did you get here? I had to quiet the noise. So I had to close the apps and really sit in silence. And it's great because I don't have neighbors. My house is quiet. My husband's at work. And now my dog is gone. And that makes me really sad. But that's why I gotta keep going. Yeah. Abnormally quiet, I shall say. No barking, no feet pitter-pattering, not following me around the house. So I gotta go after the life that I deserve. because we don't know when our last day is. So I gotta make every day a great day to move forward and put in my best and not take advantage of the time. Like, yeah, it's okay to rest. Obviously, we need rest to be productive. And you get great ideas in resting moments, right? Allow God to talk to you in those quiet moments. I'm going to go and learn to quiet my brain so that I can hear the direction that I'm supposed to go in. Good talk. Good talk. I'm going to go finish my kiwi, finish cleaning my house, and keep on striving for the life that I want to live. Yeah. There was another thing that I wanted to mention too. Was just like, there would be days when I would look in the mirror and I just was not happy with what I seen in the mirror. Just like, girl, what did you do to yourself? Or what haven't you done to yourself? I also signed up for a photo shoot. One thing that I want to do this year is to take more pictures. I used to take a lot of pictures and then I stopped. And I don't know, because my skin started getting bad maybe. But even when I was bigger, I took a lot of pictures and I did photo shoots. Like during COVID, I did a lot of pictures, a lot of photo shoots, and I stopped. So I have a branding shoot that I'm gonna do Martin Luther King weekend for my podcast. I'm doing a photo shoot for that. And then I just want to take more pictures in general because I don't know what's been going on with my confidence, but there's just days where I just look in the mirror and I'm like, I don't like my skin, I don't like my face, I don't like my body composition. I don't like the fact that the hair that I'm buying is so bad. Like, where are the good hair suppliers? This is crazy. The fact that I spend $400 on weave for it to last 2 weeks is bananas. That makes me unhappy. That makes me stressed out. And I want to feel pretty, but then the makeup has chemicals in it and we can't use makeup if you have hormonal problems. And it's just like, dog, we can't have nothing. We can't have nothing. And so I don't know, man. I want to get back to a space where I love what I see when I look in the mirror. I love how I feel. I'm going to start doing mirror work and just like doing my affirmations and things that I used to do. Like, I used to do all of these things. I used to look in the mirror and like just admire myself. And now I'm just like, let me run away from this mirror. I don't like what I see. I'm not feeling this. I'm not happy. And that's an internal thing. You cannot depend on nobody outside of you or nothing outside of you to change how you feel on the inside about yourself or about your life. You got to do the work to do it. You gotta shift your mindset. I've been doing, like I said, mentioned doing frequency healing to shift my negative mindset to positive, and doing some like healing and stuff. Because I can be a negative person sometimes, and that's not cute. And it ain't, you know. So just learning to be more grateful and telling myself I'm pretty. You's a pretty girl, pretty lady. And getting dressed up around the house, putting on my silk robe and my comfy slippers, that's gonna help. I just pouring back into me, taking the time out for myself. I did want to take some time off of work, but you know, we keep going. And I had to take responsibility for the state of my life. And I mean, life has been happening around us. Like, we literally were in a freaking shutdown pandemic for years. And now, like, it's freezing cold on this side of the world and it's burning up on the other side of the world. Prayers to the people who are losing their homes in California. And that's another reason why it's just like, nah, man, we got to keep going. We got to keep going. So, all right, I think that's it. And the reason why I made this video is because the price of my therapy went up from $12 to $125. And I was going to therapy every single week, but not paying $125 per session. So that's why I sat here and ran my mouth for 40 minutes about not being happy about my life. And I will talk to her when I see her next month. But other than that, this was a really good outlet for me. So, yeah. Thanks. Bye.